In the late 1980s, heavy metal was changing. Hair metal ruled MTV. Bands wore makeup, big hair, and wrote songs about partying and romance. But in Texas, one band was about to push metal in a completely different direction. That band was Pantera. Today, Pantera is remembered as one of the most influential metal bands of all time. But their story didn't start with crushing riffs and aggressive vocals. In fact, the early version of Pantera sounded nothing like the band we know today. Pantera was formed in 1981 in Arlington, Texas by guitarist Dimebag Darrell and his brother, drummer Vinnie Paul. They were soon joined by bassist Rex Brown and vocalist Terry Glaze. At the time, their sound was heavily influenced by glam metal bands like Van Halen, Kiss, and Motley Crue. Their early albums, Metal Magic, Projects in the Jungle, and I Am the Night featured flashy guitar solos, high-pitched vocals, and a style that fit perfectly into the 1980s metal scene. But the band wasn't satisfied. They wanted something heavier, something more aggressive. Everything changed in 1987 when vocalist Phil Anselmo joined the band. Phil brought a completely different energy. His voice was deeper, more powerful, and far more aggressive than the band's previous style. Around the same time, the band began shifting away from glam metal and toward a much heavier sound. Dimebag Darrell started focusing on heavier riffs instead of flashy solos. The band tuned their guitars lower. The songs became darker, tighter, and more intense. In 1990, Pantera released the album that would change everything, Cowboys from Hell. The album was unlike anything in metal at the time. It combined razor-sharp guitar riffs, crushing grooves, and explosive vocals. Songs like Cowboys from Hell and Cemetery Gates showed a new kind of heavy metal. It wasn't thrash like Metallica or Slayer, and it definitely wasn't glam metal. It was something new. Fans would later call it groove metal. At the center of the band's sound was Dimebag Darrell's guitar playing. His riffs were heavy, precise, and instantly recognizable, but he also had incredible feel and creativity. His solos were wild, emotional, and completely unpredictable. Many fans still consider him one of the greatest metal guitarists who ever lived. But Pantera was more than just a guitarist. Vinnie Paul's drumming was powerful and perfectly locked with the riffs. Rex Brown's bass gave the songs a thick, heavy foundation, and Phil Anselmo delivered vocals that were raw, aggressive, and unforgettable. Together, they formed one of the tightest bands in metal. Then in 1992, Pantera released the album that would define their legacy, Vulgar Display of Power. This album was heavier, angrier, and more intense than anything they had done before. Songs like Walk, Mouth for War, and This Love became instant metal classics. The sound was brutal, but controlled. Every riff hit like a hammer, and the album's attitude was unmistakable. This wasn't party metal, this was pure power. Vulgar Display of Power helped turn Pantera into one of the biggest metal bands in the world. They toured constantly, building a reputation for some of the most intense live shows in metal. Crowds were wild, the energy was explosive. Pantera wasn't just performing, they were unleashing chaos. Then in 1994, the band pushed things even further. They released Far Beyond Driven. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts, something almost unheard of for a band this heavy. It proved that extreme metal could reach mainstream success without compromising its sound. Tracks like Becoming, I'm Broken, and 5 Minutes Alone showed a darker and more aggressive side of the band. But even as Pantera reached new heights, tension within the band began to grow. Throughout the late 1990s, personal conflicts and lifestyle differences started creating serious problems. Phil Anselmo began focusing on side projects and struggled with addiction. Meanwhile, the rest of the band wanted to keep Pantera moving forward. The tension became harder and harder to ignore. In 2000, Pantera released their final studio album, Reinventing the Steel. The album returned to the band's groove metal roots and featured powerful tracks like Revolution Is My Name. But behind the scenes, the band was falling apart. After touring for the album, Pantera went on hiatus. Eventually, the band members went their separate ways. It was the end of an era, but the story took a tragic turn in 2004. Dimebag Darrell had formed a new band called Damage Plan. During a concert in Columbus, Ohio, a gunman rushed the stage and opened fire. Dimebag Darrell was killed that night. The news shocked the entire music world. Fans, musicians, and artists everywhere mourned the loss of one of metal's greatest guitarists. His impact on metal was enormous, and his legacy continues to influence guitar players to this day. Years later, in 2018, another tragedy struck when Vinnie Paul passed away. With both Abbott brothers gone, the classic era of Pantera truly came to an end. But the influence of the band never disappeared. Pantera helped redefine what heavy metal could sound like. They proved that metal could be brutal, groove-driven, and still reach massive audiences. Bands across the world, from metalcore to modern heavy metal, still draw inspiration from their sound, and their music continues to inspire new generations of fans. Songs like Walk, Cowboys from Hell, and Cemetery Gates are still played in arenas, clubs, and headphones everywhere. Because Pantera wasn't just a band, they were a movement, a sound, an attitude, and more than anything else, they were pure power.